There you have it. Young love, full of promise, full of hope, ignorant of reality.
If you hear our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
Not wrong on that line. Not wrong.
What a struggle. Like, I feel like even the really bad trailers we've done recently, I could find a quote that made me chuckle.
Yeah, there was nothing in this. I wasn't even listening to any of the dialogue. It just kind of like moved along.
Good.
Yeah, just like, did they say anything in this? That's a line in this trailer?
Yeah, they said a few, but
God.
Yeah, not funny. The funniest bit, I mean, now we're getting way ahead of ourselves.
Well, yeah, I mean, now it feels like we're like having a conversation in front of people and they don't know what's going on.
Now we're doing the episode. All right, yeah, why don't you finish the introduction here?
All right, so here we are. New movie, new week, trailer trash time. So watch a trailer, new terrible movie, and trash it.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we getting ourselves into?
Yeah, that way we can start griping about it.
Yes.
We're watching the trailer for Valentine's Day. In the same vein as New Year's Eve and that. There's one other one that I forgot already.
Yeah, that shall not be named.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not naming it.
This is the 2010 dead friend of the pod, Gary Marshall flick, the precursor to New Year's Eve, which we did. So you should go listen to that.
That's
it's
right.
It's the holiday universe, right?
Yeah.
The HDU.
Holiday dumb universe. Is that what? So I'll read the log line for people in case they're curious, I guess. You can imagine it's exactly the same as New Year's Eve.
Yeah, just replace it with Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Intertwining couples and singles in Los Angeles break up and make up based on the pressures and expectations of Valentine's Day.
Stupid. So I didn't even read the log line, and I did the same thing. I did the same thing you did because, like, I was like, I was like, what city are they in? And I was like, oh, there's palm trees. I was like, it's either gonna be Florida or it's LA. And I was like, but that doesn't look like LA. I was like, maybe it's San Diego, and it's like right in the log line. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Good work. Pat us on the back here.
I went as far as to look up filming locations. Like, oh yeah, it's LA. I didn't even read the log line.
Incredible.
Stupid.
The hoops we jump through, listeners, for you.
It's all terrible. It's all terrible. Oh my god. Okay, so that's what we're doing. I'm excited to not be excited about this.
Yeah, Sam. It's looks a lot of friends of the pod.
But before we get there, do we have any fan service?
We don't this week, which listeners got to step up. It's 2023. I'm doing my New Year's resolution still in February. What are you doing? Send us an email and we'll read it here in this very spot. Carol, I know you're listening.
Yeah. Why don't you share the love and share your comments?
Yeah. It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com. And we'll say it again at the end.
Little V-Day, nod there.
Yeah. Actually, want to throw a little shout out to ourselves here on at the up top, because I very rarely do. Listeners, I'm not sure how many of you actually listen to the very last second of the pod, but we have a lot of fun at the end sometimes. And, it's mostly us just doing plugs for ourselves, but I don't know. Sometimes it goes off the rails. So if you tune out as soon as we start wrapping it up, maybe listen to the end for once and throw us a bone.
You might be missing the best part.
You very well could be.
So listen to it all the way through because you never know.
And that's where you get the contact information again, in case you forget. Like something we said enraged you. And so you have to get to the end so you can send us an email afterwards, right?
Just be like, what?
I'm so mad.
I'm so angry. Just two guys on microphone. Rah.
That's right. Just a couple of bros.
Bros and microphones. And two turntables. Okay. So is that it? Are we done with all that stuff? With all that opening stuff? Is there anything else we need to do there? Okay.
No, I don't think so. Just soliciting the listeners for help with the podcast you love. Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't we get into this trailer?
Shall we?
Yeah. So it's It's a pretty fast moving trailer, as all these trailers for these types of movies are, because you have to show you have to get all the FaceTime for all the actors, so you meet everyone on the planet's favorite actor. So it's a lot of, it doesn't make any sense. There's no thread to it. It's just an actor fest. Immediately confusing, and it's just an actor fest. That's all it is. So it's a New Line Cinema jam.
Not shocking. We've done New Line Cinema before. I mean, most recently New Year's Eve.
Yep.
Yeah, not a fan.
Maybe back in the day, New Line Cinema was, but come on with this stuff.
Yeah.
But, hey,
Jump the shark.
Sometimes you gotta make money. All right, so it's moving pretty fast. We get like one of those speedy zoom shots of the city of Los Angeles.
Yep, bouncy music.
But then we get the Kutch rejoining us now, friend of the pod from New Year's Eve.
That's right.
He's doing some voiceover.
Oh, that was his voice. I don't think I picked that up until halfway through the trailer. Maybe.
Oh yeah. That's the Kutch, and yeah, he's giving us a voiceover about Valentine's Day and how it comes every year, whether you like it or not. That's
Ain't
how
that the truth.
That's how calendars work.
Yeah. How are you spending your Valentine's this year, buddy?
Who me?
Yeah, you.
Great question. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of it is a bullshit Hallmark holiday. I don't.
Sure, they all are.
I don't truly believe in it.
Yeah.
But
holidays in general.
I know. I mean, I like holidays. Thanksgiving's the only one I really like.
Same. That's a top holiday.
If we're getting into holiday talk, which that's apropos for the episode.
Yeah. And I like to keep us off topic. So
yes, already extending my time with this in the edit.
That's right.
All right, so then we get our first roundup of stars here. Now let's see. There's a fun ITMT game of which faces does Jared recognize?
In this first one, only Julia Roberts.
Out of all of them? Okay, so they get
out of all of them.
Okay, so they get 4 frame squares, right? Of like just Hollywood actor faces, right? Okay, so we're gonna start off the bat here.
You say so.
We got top.
Oh, and Queen Latifah. Sorry, I recognize Queen Latifah too.
Top left corner, we got Loverboy himself, Patrick Dempsey.
Never heard of him.
Okay. Next on the top right, we got Queen Latifah, who you recognized.
Yes, nailed it.
Bottom left, we have Jessica Alba.
Never heard of her.
Okay.
Wait, is she in
Good Luck, Chuck?
What's that Seth Green movie I love? Idle Hands? Is she in Idle Hands? I believe so.
Oh God. What do I do with you? So that's Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba's most famous movie, 1999's Idle Hands. Yes, she is. Yes.
What was that? What was that stupid one? She was in with Dane Cook, where he's a dentist.
I don't know, but I would totally watch that. Probably.
We might have to do that.
Those are the best movies. Yeah, Idle Hands, friend of the pod, Devin Sawa.
Oh, look at that! It's all coming together. Yeah. 6 degrees of separation back to us. All right, so this is the first 4. Then it flips to a next round of famous actors. Okay, so we have. I'm sorry, I forgot the fourth one in that first frame was Brad Cooper there, Bradley Cooper. You know who he is, right? You recognize him.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, then we flip to the next 4. We got Jamie Foxx, we got Anne Hathaway, Topher Grace.
Wait, Topher Grace was in that first card there?
The second round.
The second, I guess must be too fast for me. I know what Topher Grace looks like.
Yeah, it's moving pretty quick. Topher Grace and then Julia Roberts. So
yeah, got it.
And then we get a shot of the Kutch bringing flowers to Jennifer Garner. It looks like she's a teacher.
Okay, see, I thought Jennifer Garner was Julia Roberts here too. So off to a good start.
Good start here. Kutch keeps going with his voiceover. It's a day your love life is put on display, and then we cut to some kid. The Kutch here is clearly a flower guy. He works he's like a florist. He works at a florist shop.
Did not put that together, but that makes more sense than what I thought. So
okay. We'll prognosticate what you thought. So we get this kid. He's dropping a bunch of money on the table, and he's like telling the Kutch here, he's like, "Hey, I want to buy a bunch of as many roses as possible to send to a cute girl at school."
A girl in my class or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
Then there's like a lame back and forth joke between them where the Kutch is like, "Oh, what is she, your wife?" And the kid's like, "I'm 10."
Yeah, and he says he didn't notice, which is kind of funny.
Yep. Then we're on a plane. We got Bradley Cooper and Ms. Roberts meeting, or maybe they know each other or meeting. You think they're meeting on the flight?
That was Bradley Cooper?
Yes, that was Bradley Cooper.
Not ringing a bell. Thought I knew what he looked like too.
Rocket Raccoon himself.
I wrote Julia Roberts and some dude.
Jesus Christ.
This is why I enjoy movies more than you, I think, because I just lose myself in the characters.
I guess so. I mean, I can't argue with that. That makes sense in some way.
Oh God, this is bad. I think this is the worst one I've ever done. I think because I was like,
yeah, I mean,
there's so many famous people who I don't recognize in this movie.
Yeah, you're 2 for like 20 right now.
Jennifer Garner was Julia Roberts. Why?
You don't even have a good enough batting average to play in the major leagues. Like, you just have to hit the ball 3 times out of 10. That's it.
And I didn't think that was Ashton Kutcher either at that opening flower scenes. So anyway, I'm doing really well.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, sure has.
All right, so the voiceover from the Kutcher continues, where there's always a chance for romance, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we get another friend of the pod, shot of Jessica Biel alone at a I Hate Valentine's party. It looks like, right?
Yep.
Sitting by herself doing some helium.
When in Rome.
So the quick cuts keep coming here. And then we get a quick shot of Anne Hathaway, who's barely in this trailer. I think this is it. Maybe, well, at the end they get a shot of her, but she's barely in this trailer. And we got her kissing Topher Grace and then leaving.
Yeah, I said woman kisses naked dude because I did not recognize either of them. I did recognize the music, though. It is Listomania by Phoenix, so not a sponsor. Should bands sponsor us?
They absolutely should. All right, so voiceover keeps going. It can be confusing.
And this is what I was going to say at the top is I think the only scene that I chuckled at slightly in the trailer. Topher Grace being like, wait, it's Valentine's Day today in some kind of office setting.
You mean Topher Grace being a time idiot?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the other guy's like, yeah, of course it's Valentine's Day. And he's like, wait, Valentine's Day always falls on a Thursday. And I was like,
he's an idiot.
Nice.
No
but
wonder.
Then they ruined the joke, and he said that the other guy said that's Thanksgiving, which made me not laugh then.
Yeah, and he works in the mailroom. So I wonder who's his boss, like out of this whole group. Like who? Maybe it's Anne Hathaway. Prognosticating.
Oh, maybe. Were these other famous people in the scene? Because I didn't recognize them if they were.
No, I mean, I think I recognize these two guys, but they're not the level of Topher Grace. I mean, come on.
Right, you got star power.
Yeah, come on.
That 70s show. Spider-Man 3. So then I wrote some guy holds some woman because I didn't recognize either of these two people.
Okay, that was Jamie Foxx holding friend of the pod Jessica Biel. So
I'm usually good at Jessica Biel, but was it like the back of her head or something?
Yeah, it was like the side of her face, head. So I mean, this will be the third movie we've done with her. So you gotta kind of step up your game here.
I'm good at Jessica. I recognize her later.
Yeah. Did you recognize I'm pretty sure it said Tufts on it. The Tufts stuffed animal in the background behind it.
Oh, yeah. I did not. Interesting. In LA?
Yeah.
Of all places?
And then we cut, then we get another voiceover, right? And it can be complicated.
Yeah.
And then we are with now friend of the pod, Emma Roberts.
I wrote some young lady telling old people at a table that her and Alex were supposed to have sex today. Were that part?
Yeah, so I will translate then. So the young lady is Emma Roberts, now friend of the pod.
What?
Yeah. Pizza
She's
in
playing
Toronto.
a teenager?
Pizza in Toronto.
Oh, I guess this is 2010. Fair enough.
Now, is that her parents or do you think her grandparents?
I don't know. Old people. I just wrote old people.
Okay.
Because who I recognized, I was like, oh, that guy.
Yeah, it's Héctor Elizondo. That's Gary Marshall's buddy who puts in all the movies, right?
Friend of the pod, right?
And Shirley MacLaine.
Yeah, I recognize her face. Give me like number one Shirley MacLaine movie.
Let's see. She did Terms of Endearment, pretty big movie.
Never seen it.
Trouble with Harry, Steel Magnolias, that's a pretty big one.
Never seen either of them. Was she in Harry and the Hendersons?
Nope, but she was in the Trouble with Harry.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, same thing.
Yeah, I mean, she's been acting since 1955, so she was in the original Ocean's 11, uncredited as Tipsy Girl. So there you go. How's that?
Big role.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, no, I recognize her. I was like, oh, I've seen her face in something, but couldn't tell you what. Yeah, wow. Maybe I might recognize her from Only Murders in the Building.
There you go.
The most recent thing she's done.
There you go.
I'm depressed now. I'm sorry, Russ. I let you down.
That's Shirley MacLaine. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're talking about sex. We move on. So we cut to high school, right? We got a band making a heart shape, practicing, doing some band stuff. You were in band, right? Did you guys do that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I marched the shit out of that football field.
Nice, man. I love it. It's awesome. Way back when.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get a voiceover. At the end of the day, it's all about love, right? And now we got friend of the pod, Taylor Lautner.
Oh, see, is that Taylor Lautner?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So,
great.
and I think that's Taylor Swift. So we have the Taylors here. Isn't that Taylor Swift?
Oh, I wrote that later because I was like, is that Taylor Swift? Okay, nice. See, I recognize two people.
So two people named Taylor, spelt the same way, I think, too.
I'm good at Taylors. Yeah.
They're crushing on each other pretty hard. And this is where the news anchor, I guess, interviewing them for some reason, high school kids.
Yeah. Like a Valentine's Day puff piece, every news station's got to do something like that.
Yeah, and then this is where we get your line, from the news anchor. There you have it, young love, full of promise, full of hope, ignorant of reality.
Because she's like, I totally love him. He even wrote his phone number on my hand, and you're like, okay. And that was when we get this February.
But yeah, then we cut to, and this is when I realized it had to be in California, because then we cut to a quick shot of people jogging with strollers. And they were like in the mountain range and the city was in the background. I'm like, this is California. You can see the smog.
And that's when we get a music switch again, which is the, whatever the tonight's going to be a good night. That song. Everyone knows that song, but I don't know. Is that what it's called?
I don't know. Maybe. Probably.
Yeah, fair enough.
Whatever. So we get the Kutch saying some stuff, saying some things about his father. Tell him if you're with a woman too good for you, marry them. And he proposes to Jessica Alba on Valentine's Day. So cliche. Grow up. At first, she doesn't seem all that into it, but he jumps out and yells yes. She said yes. So
yeah, I was very surprised by the yes.
And then we get the actor title cards.
So many. And this is when I was like, wait, that person was in this?
Well, not everyone here listed was in the trailer, but let's go through them, right?
Yeah, burn through the list here.
All right, so we got Jessica Alba. We got Kathy Bates, who's in it briefly later, I think. Jessica Biel, friend of the pod. Bradley Coops. Eric Dane. No clue who that is. That's the only one I don't know. Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah. Way to brag.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Pat Dempsey there. We got a Héctor Elizondo, friend of the pod. Jamie Foxx, Jennifer Garner, friend of the pod. Topher Grace, and Hathaway. You put friend of the pod ?
Have we talked about it? I think we've at least mentioned her name, and that is the gold standard of friend of the pod, as we've discussed.
That's it. They don't have to be in movies. They don't have to be in at least two movies. They just have to be mentioned.
We just have to
twice.
Talk about them. Yeah.
At least twice. So.
Right, twice. Yeah.
I buy it. Friend of the pod.
I'm pretty sure in my common face blindness, I've been like, Anne Hathaway definitely has a face that I'm like, I cannot recognize you for the life of me.
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
Fair. I'm so sorry.
Then we go to the Kutch, Ashton Kutcher, friend of the pod now. Queen Latifah, not a friend. George Lopez, not sure how he's not. Shirley MacLaine,
possible enemy of the pod, George Lopez.
Maybe, I don't know. Has he done something? Oh no,
I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Shirley MacLaine, and then we get rounded out with the Roberts family: Emma, friend of the pod, and Julia Roberts.
Mm-hmm. That's
Emma
right,
and Julia Roberts. So
both friends of the pod.
Yeah, but was Julia? Well, I guess Julia Roberts. Yeah,
I talk about Julia Roberts a lot.
You do, and we probably definitely talked about her when we did the Emma Roberts movie. So
probably then too. Yeah, good point.
So we cut to Bradley Cooper talking to Julia Roberts on the plane. And he's like, hey, remember when you said no retreat, no surrender? And she's like, I think that was a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, which is correct. 1986. He played a Russian martial arts guy.
That sounds right.
Yeah, Muscles from Brussels played a Russian martial arts guy, bad guy, who's
classic,
kicking some Amerikansky ass until the hero steps up. I watched a trailer for it. It's pretty great.
Nice.
And by great I mean terrible, but terribly awesome.
You haven't seen that one?
I have not.
Because I feel like you're a JCVD guy.
Big time. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen all those movies in the 90s, but
the golden years.
Yeah, once you start dipping back into 86, where he probably didn't, or the late 80s, where he
hadn't found his footing yet.
Or maybe the grasp of the English language yet. It was a little tough. So
he's a good actor.
He's a great actor. All those splits, I mean, come on.
Everyone knows the sign of a good actor.
Splits and a fast fist.
Flexibility. Name of the game.
Yep, that's right. Be flexible or get off the set. And then we cut to a title card, right? You can say it if you want.
No, I'm good.
From the director of Pretty Woman.
What a brag.
Man, it's used the same one for New Year's.
The very same.
The very next year, use the same tag for. I guess stick with what worked for you, right?
I guess so. Yeah. Did it? Well, I guess we'll find out when we quick info some box office numbers here that paid off for him, but
spoilers, it did.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then we kick in with the Black Eyed Peas song from 2010. Is that the song?
Yeah, that's what it started like 30 seconds ago. But yeah.
Oh, did it? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought it started now. Anyway, so
that's the one that tonight's going to be a good night. Whatever.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, I thought that started later. Whatever. Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So we cut to Jamie Foxx and Jessica Biel having a party.
Jamie Foxx playing the keys. Love it.
The Kutch telling Lopez that Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss is a stripper song. Not wrong?
Yeah. I didn't really understand the context for that, but...
Yeah, I didn't understand. There was a question before of like, oh, name a Valentine's Day song maybe, or a date song. And Lopez was like, Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss. And Kutch was like... That's a stripper song.
And there's a cool purple car in that scene too that I don't really understand. But
and then we got Anne Hathaway and Topher Grace having some flirty moments in the bed, and she's taking a photo of him with a old timey camera that actually has a flash. Most people don't have cameras like that anymore, right? You don't.
I don't think they did in 2010 either.
It's kind of funny to think now if like someone was like taking a photo of you like that, trying to be playful, but with like your camera phone, it'd be creepy.
Yes, definitely.
Like, like much different vibe. Like, oh, it's a Polaroid, or it's like a an old flash camera. Sure.
Yeah. No, this is connected to the internet.
Please don't take that photo.
Yeah, fair.
How the times have changed. And then we quick shot of Taylor Swift showing off her terrible dance moves. We got Jessica Biel crushing a piñata at this ladies' party where all the ladies are hanging out at. Asking for another bottle of wine.
A brief office scene with Queen Latifah also in between.
Oh yeah, this moves really this end. We're wrapping up, so it moves fast, right?
It's very quick. Yeah. And then, another title card, right?
Yeah, comes a day in the life of love,
which is one of those classic. I forgot the first half of the sentence. Why are you doing this to me? So then we've got even more quick cuts, right? There's like people hugging at the baggage claim.
Yeah. This is like the wrap up to remind you of all the actors that are in this movie. So
people waving that are wearing suits. Didn't recognize them. I'm just saying people because I don't know anyone in any of these scenes. So
honestly, I gave up trying to figure out who they all were because it moves so quickly. I was like, I don't care. I don't care anymore. This is literally you're just trying to sell me famous people.
And then we get some voiceover from Jamie Foxx saying it's about disappointment.
Well, he starts a speech about Valentine's Day, and then they do this cut across all of the famous actors who are kind of filling it in, right? So yeah, he's like,
right.
It's, Valentine's Day is a day of love, of anger, disappointment, romance, and it's cutting between all of the other actors saying these things. So,
right, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and then
Jessica Alba says sparkly. That's her contribution, which I thought was funny. It's sparkly.
Yeah, they're not getting married, and then we get the final title card, right? Valentine's Day.
Finally. But there's more. And the little kid is talking to someone here.
Jennifer Garner.
I was going to guess Jennifer Garner.
Yes.
And basically saying, like, you're the most special Valentine's Day I've ever had, but don't tell the other kids that we had a date at a bar because it's inappropriate. And I was like, wait,
what?
That's how you're ending it? What?
What's happening?
That is inappropriate.
The end.
Hate it. Thanks. I hate it so much.
Should we just get right into
prognostications?
Jared and Russ prognosticate?
I guess so. Yeah, why not?
What are you thinking?
All right. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking not at all like the trailer we just saw.
Agreed.
I'm thinking Ashton Kutcher and that little boy wake up in their house, their roommates.
Okay.
And they're wicked hungover, no memory of the night before.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? You see where this is going? And meanwhile, they've got like a fridge full of chocolate pudding and an angry answering machine message from a couple of twins.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Twin ladies. And they're wondering about the boys' whereabouts here, right?
Yep.
And they learned that they got fired from their jobs yesterday as flower bros.
Yep,
apparently.
flower bros. Yep, because that's
Yeah. And worst of all, Ashton Kutcher's car is missing, along with their girlfriend's anniversary presents.
And I think then what they end up finding out is that the little kid is actually dating his teacher, who Ashton Kutcher has a crush on because he delivers the flowers to Jennifer Garner, right? And then they get into a fight halfway through the movie, right?
Yep, that sounds right.
Then they probably split up, and then I think that's when Ashton Kutcher starts dating Jessica Alba.
Yep.
Proposes to her. She's like, nah, not having it.
That sounds exactly right.
I don't know where everyone else comes into play.
I don't think they're in the movie, honestly.
Jamie Foxx and everyone else, just Jessica Biel, not in it.
The old bait and switch.
I think like everything that we saw in this, other than the stuff with Ashton Kutcher and the little kid, is actually on the cutting room floor. I think it's we're getting. I think it's a trick. We're getting tricked. It's a trick trailer.
Yeah. And then by the end, I think Ashton Kutcher and the little boy, they end up destroying the alien because it's an alien at some point, and the cult, and they save the world, and like it all kind of works out. They find the car, and
and then I think the little boy there, he grows up to be Zac Efron, best friend of Ashton Kutcher.
Right. In the sequel,
New Year's Eve,
the squeakquel. That's the perfect crime.
See how it all comes together?
Yeah. What a movie. I would watch that.
Yeah.
Probably a little dated. I can't imagine it holds up very well.
Yeah, I know. And I'm sure some of the jokes are probably a little, old, and, probably some, I'm sure they go to a Chinese restaurant and have a kind of awkward moment, but
I bet it's offensive.
I bet it's very offensive. Chinese restaurant drive-through or some drive-through.
Something like that.
Yeah, I forget exactly, but because I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've seen this one before.
Yeah. Feels very familiar, but that's pretty good. I think that fits about right.
Thanks. What do you think happens?
No, I don't. I think I was just helping
you agree
build
with
along.
me. Got it.
Yeah. I agree with you. I don't think there's. How else could this possibly go?
I don't honestly know. I think everyone else is like a throwaway 2 minutes. The old bait and switch.
Oh my God! All these stupid threads. I am trying to figure out though who is Topher Grace. He's down in the mailroom there, right? And then maybe
he's Eddie Brock.
He is Eddie Brock, right?
Famously Eddie Brock. Yeah.
And his boss is probably Anne Hathaway, and that's why she's kind of like, you can't be doing this, right?
She's the J. Jonah Jameson of the HDU.
Yeah, and then maybe Topher Grace and his buddies down there, they find out that the company was in some kind of fraud here. Boss ends up getting murdered. They go to a vacation, to spend a weekend there.
And he sleeps with her daughter, his boss's daughter. That's a movie too.
Where he meets Ashton Kutcher, I think. Maybe.
Oh,
I think so.
I think all these things are going to come true.
All right. Well, I think that's good. I think I don't know if there's anything else there. I don't know if we can make this movie any better with our prognostication.
No, not. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
So, all right. Well, hey everyone, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed all of that. If you didn't, or if you did, Jared will tell you in a few moments of how you can let us know. Until then, though, we'll be back next week with our full breakdown of Valentine's Day, the 2010 holiday flick. In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram. It's This Meets That, or ITMT Pod on Twitter. Less content, still a lot of fun though. So.
That's right.
Still,
say it's a protest thing.
It's a protest. I'm not going to name exactly the protest, but it's just a protest thing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Right.
You'll figure it out. Wherever you're listening, if you're on Google, if you're on Apple, if you're on Spotify, just subscribe and download. Get those things pumping through your ears every time, every week. We're Tuesdays and every other Tuesday and whatever. Just for every week. Check it out.
Every week. It's a very set schedule, but it's also doesn't lend itself to like every
it's every week.
Tuesday for sure, and then every other Thursday,
just to kind of really mix it up.
So, and while you're subscribing and downloading and doing all the things that help the metrics, that's what we care about here at ITMT. Very data driven podcast.
100%. ITMtron. That's all he cares about.
You can drop us a review, which ITMtron will also punish us for if we don't get enough of.
Yes. Yes.
He's famously a punishment bot as well.
Yes. Yes. He won't feed us. He's threatened to take away water. So yes.
Yeah. I don't want that. You don't want that. So
keep us hydrated.
Write a review. Yeah, please. Apple, Spotify, wherever you're allowed to put comments about us, do that. 5 stars would be nice. Or if you want to send a novel, some of us write novels.
Some of us here do, yeah.
You could send us an email at itsthismeetsthat@gmail.com. You can write as much as you want.
Yep. Mention our boss and how nice he is, ITMtron, and that makes him happy.
He loves that. I was just saying, you think it's like a kiss-ass thing, but it's not. He just genuinely loves it.
Yeah, the thing we've learned about AI is that it likes to be complimented, and it needs to be complimented constantly to actually, make sure the world continues to turn. So compliments, please.
That's exactly right. You train the data set with compliments.
Yep.
Or go to the website. You can find the rest of our episodes, listen to every, I think, if not this episode, maybe the next one is our 200th.
We're getting close. We're getting close.
Very close.
Yes. Yeah. We're two. I think we're maybe a movie or two away.
Okay. We're right around there. So the whole catalog, it's thismeetsthat.com.